96.4 Eagle Radio. Audio download.
Hello there, how you doing? This is Lewis. Hope I find you well. Now, I've been behind the scenes of the Yvonne Arnaud Theatre in Guildford, who are playing host to the brand new tour of The Rise and Fall of Little Voice until September the 8th. A brand new show which is going to be off around the country after it debuts at the Yvonne Arnaud. Very exciting times, and I've been catching up with the cast. Here's what they had to say. So, Beverly Callard, opening night, we're still doing the makeup. How are you feeling?
I'm absolutely terrified. Yes, I have to be honest. First time on stage for about 10 years. So I'm nicely nervous. Nicely nervous.
How have you been preparing yourself for that change back to the stage?
To be honest, it feels quite natural, really. I knew at the beginning of last year, Jim Cartwright, who wrote the play, told me he was directing it for the very first time. And so I knew then I'd just got to do it. And when he asked me to do it, I just said, absolutely. I don't care when. I don't care if Robert De Niro calls me. I promise I'll do it. And it's just such a magnificent script. So it's so easy to get into character because it's written so well. And Mari is funny, she's horrific, she's brash, she's verging on the obscene, but also she's in pain and she's very vulnerable as well. So I hope I've found all sides to her. But to prepare for going on stage, we literally have had 2 weeks and 6 days rehearsal. So I know I'm ready, but of course I just can't wait for the audience to come in now and see it, because it is a comedy, but it does have very dark moments, and it's a really entertaining evening. So that's what I'm looking forward to more than anything now.
And what's Mari's role in the show?
She is Little Voice's mum. Mari is the lead in the play. I think there's only about 6 pages I'm not on stage, so it's incredibly physically demanding. But as well as that, I had to get... I'm usually very fit anyway, but I had to remain fit, but also I've put 2 stone on because she's meant to have a very lumpy and bumpy figure, and she's not in the best shape. So you've got to be fit to play the part, but not really look it. And so it was great for me. I've eaten pizzas, Chinese takeaways, I've just had a ball.
That's the perfect preparation for a show, surely.
Definitely. I think getting it off again, when I finish playing Mari, getting all the weight off again will be a bit more difficult, but...
You're used to that, though,
absolutely,
aren't you?
Absolutely. Yes, I am indeed.
Use one of your own videos. Sorted.
Definitely. Well, normally I teach 3 fitness classes a week, and I have done for nearly 30 years. And so I stopped teaching 2 months ago, just because I was trying to get fat. And then I will start again. So maybe I'll do 4 or 5 instead of 3.
So is it all about the script for you? Is that why it's taken you so long to come back to the stage?
No, obviously I was in Coronation Street for 21 years. I did 10 years, then I left, just to go on stage again and to do more comedy. I love comedy, but I love drama as well. But at that time, the character I played in The Street, Liz, was very much into high drama and very little comedy. So I left the street and I went straight on stage and did a tour of Mum's the Word, which was the first time it had ever been done, and we sold out everywhere. We broke box office records, and so that was really, really good. And then the street kept asking me to go back, and they did a live episode for the 40th, and they said, please come back for that. So I went back for that and then stayed again because it's so easy to stay. And I loved the scripts I used to get. And I've taken some time off to get incredibly well and healthy because I was ill a few years ago. And so this is it now. But to me, I don't enjoy doing live television or anything like that or presenting. I'm an actor. I don't enjoy appearing as Beverly as such. So my job is to take a great script and great words, which is what we've got here with Little Voice, and my job is to make my character come to life.
So you've got one fantastic character in Mari, you've played Liz McDonald, another fantastic character.
Yeah.
Are there similarities between the two? A little bit brash, a little bit arsey?
Mari's arsey. I don't know whether Liz was arsey. They're both feisty females.
I was going to say feisty's probably a better word.
Yeah, they're very feisty females. And maybe there are certain similarities. They've both got really bad dress sense. Really bad dress sense. I so want to do a period play now where I'm in long costumes and no makeup and all the rest of it. So I'd like to do that, but no, there are not that many similarities once you see it. It's a different accent and still a northern accent, but a very different region. And so she's very different. She's very different.
Playing alongside Beverly is former X Factor finalist Ray Quinn, and he's been telling me about his character.
Billy is the shy, young, sort of lovely little boy, but he's struck by love through Little Voice. When he first sees her, he's just like, oh, well, you know, absolutely enthralled by her straight away. And they bring the best out of each other throughout the play, and then towards the end, it's a real sweet sort of ending. I won't give too much away, but I tell you, you know, it's a lovely little character for me to play, especially with what I've used to doing with, like, you know, the macho, the overly confident Danny Zuko, the you know, stupidity of Warner in Legally Blonde, and the innocence of Billy in Dirty Dancing. This to me is the shy guy and northern guy, which, you know, is really nice for me to play. It's a real different side to me. And
you mentioned those shows in the West End. Here we are at the Yvonne Arnaud first show of the tour. So where do you prefer to be? Set in one place, or do you quite like a bit of freedom?
To be honest, it's, you know, swings and roundabouts. Sometimes I really love seeing different cities, and then other times, you know, I really miss home. But fortunately, my wife, Emma, she's in the business as well, so she understands about, you know, touring and things like that. So she's come along with me, so it's really nice to have her on board, like, with me travelling around, and I've got home on the road with me as well. So. And
of course, we first saw you in X Factor, a solo musician. Now you're on stage, you seem quite at home there. Is there any chance you might be going back to the recording studio?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know, my mate's got a studio in his flat, and we're really sort of getting our heads together and getting some songs together, producing, co-directing and co-writing them together. But it's one of those things that's just up the sleeve, really. It's just a little project that I'm sort of keeping on the wraps for now. But hopefully in the future you may hear it. But as far as now is concerned, I'm just really enjoying working, doing the stuff that I've trained to do all my life. You know, I started when I was 3, acting, dancing and singing when I was like sort of 10. And it's just been my life, really. So this is my bread and butter, if you like. You know, this is what I trained for, this is what I love to do, and I'm really enjoying it. But now with Little Voice getting back into the acting side of things, there's no singing for me, no dancing at all. It's acting, straight play. This is a step in the right direction.
Fantastic stuff, Ray. We'll let you get off. We know you've got lots to prepare for. Best of luck.
Nice one, matey.
In the show, Ray Say is the character responsible for finding the extraordinary talent of Little Voice. He's played by Joe McGann, who's been telling me what the show is all about.
People's ambitions, people thinking they can break out of where they're from. You know, it's set in the north. They used to say about Liverpool, where I'm from, they used to say that, you know, sort of the way out of the gutter was either sport or music, or sport or the arts. And I think, like, kind of, you know, these people you're seeing a little bit the same. It's a small northern town. And the character I play, Ray Say, he hears Little Voice, Hoff, doing these impressions, and he thinks to himself, he sees pound notes. He's a chancer, kind of fly-by-night. He sees pound notes. And so he tries to set her on the road to fame, thinking that he can go along with her. But as in all good plays, all good drama, circumstances get the better of everybody. It's difficult to break out of a situation if you're not helping yourself. I mean, you know, sort of Bev Callard's character, you know, sort of she's probably borderline alcoholic and ne'er-do-well. These are the kind of people, this is a drama set amongst the kind of people you see on Jeremy Kyle.
And such a famous storyline, of course, had the film. Michael Caine played your role, no pressure?
Yes, I believe. I didn't see it, so I mean, it's no pressure on me. I mean, I said to Jim when I first went to meet him about the play, I'd not seen the play either. It's just one of those things. I mean, I've always been busy. I've heard of it, of course. And he said, well, just don't watch the film. So I haven't watched the film, so because he didn't like it. And so Yeah, I haven't watched. I don't know. I mean, I certainly don't do Michael Caine impersonations.
And what was it about the script then? Because that must have been the thing that enticed you to do the show.
Well, yes and no. I mean, there's a more pragmatic view than that. It's about work. It's about work. It's about kind of keeping the diary full. You know, it's a piece that if you like, I took it on reputation. A couple of other people that I knew over the years have done the part. I mean, when I did read the script, I noticed that Pete Postlethwaite played it first, who was, I mean, bless him, was one of my favourite actors. So I thought, well, you know, if it's good enough for Pete, it's good enough for me.
And now you've seen what it's looking like on stage, what have people got to look forward to about coming to see Little Voice?
Well, you know, it's an interesting show because you've got a kind of typical down at heel council house, which all of a sudden transforms into a northern nightclub. You know, the kind, you know, like the Wheel Tappers and Shunters social club. You know, meat pies and hostile audiences. So you've got the contrast of the two things. You've got the world of Little Voice herself and all of these stars and all these. Jess Robinson's amazing. I mean, she can do the impersonations of all these amazing people. You know, Judy Garland, Edith Piaf, Barbara Streisand, Julie Andrews. You know, the list goes on. You know, Tina Turner. And so you've got it's an interesting. It's like a cross between kitchen sink and musical. You know, so so on that level, it's an interesting piece.
Playing the role of Little Voice is Jess Robinson, and she told me how she was feeling just hours before taking to the stage on opening night.
Too full of excitement to be nervous at the moment, but my brain is so full of things to remember, like where to come on, when to put a record on, when to switch a light on, when to get changed, when to do this, when to do that, that I don't think I'll be nervous. I'll just be kind of in focus mode.
Are they your directions for the show, or is that just your superstitions beforehand?
No, for the show. No, I'm not a very superstitious person, actually. I don't do anything apart from, I like a spoonful of Manuka honey, because it's good for my voice and stuff. A bit of pineapple juice, maybe. And apart from that, nothing.
And you're playing Little Voice, such a huge character. What is she like to play?
A challenge. She's totally opposite from me. I'm very outgoing and loud and a bit brash and crude sometimes, and she is really shy, gentle, sweet girl who's mourning the loss of her dad and feels close to him through playing all of the records that he left her, these amazing divas, and it's so lovely to be playing tribute to these amazing women like Judy Garland and Marilyn Monroe and some other surprise ones, rather than taking the mickey out of them, as I've, had to do in the past with some of the impressions and some of the comedy stuff that I've done. So it's nice to approach it from a different angle.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your quarter of an hour call for this afternoon's dress rehearsal. You have 15 minutes, please.
So what's your favourite song to sing?
I think my favourite song to sing is the one at the end that I sing in my own voice. It's been a bit of a journey of discovery for me to find my own voice and not imitate anybody else.
Jess, we know you got to get off. You got your dress rehearsal. Best of luck with the show. I'm sure it's going to be an absolute blast.
Thank you very much. Come and see us.
If you fancy seeing Beverly, Ray, Joe and Jess in action in Little Voice, then head down to the Yvonne Arnaud Theatre. The show's there until the 8th of September.
Check out more podcasts at www.9